how to get tennis elbow, camera 2. I don't think any coach would say that, like how to get tennis elbow. I don't know if my editor is going to put that in the video, but I like saying stuff that other coaches don't. I kind of deep dive into a lot of technical aspects and mental aspects and physical aspects and everything, but it's not so extreme that it doesn't make sense because I have experience. Because if I say something outrageous, none of my players are going to listen to me. I don't care if you're the best coach in the world. If it doesn't work for them, they're not going to listen. So I'm trying to give you guys a lot of the coaching that I've done in the past where it's something that other coaches don't talk about, but it makes really good sense, obviously, because I've taught so many players in the same way if they had the same problem. Today, I'm going to talk about how you can get tennis elbow from a forehand. That's so funny. Everybody talks about it's not the equipment, it's the technique that gives you tennis elbow. Yes, that's true, but it's not true at the same time. Think about this. Not a lot of tennis pros get tennis elbow. Why is that? It's only a common issue for beginners or intermediate players, even advanced players, but not a lot of tennis pros get tennis elbow. Now, don't talk about Djokovic. Oh, Djokovic had elbow problem. I texted his coach personally and asked him if it was a tennis elbow, and it was not. A bone kind of detached from his elbow. It wasn't tennis elbow. So I have that text. If you want to question me on that, I'll do a video on that and show you actually the text that I talked to Djokovic's coach. But it is not tennis elbow. The number one reason why I think, disclaimer, I think, tennis players get tennis elbow is because they don't release their wrist on their forehand. There's so many videos and so many coaches that focus on the windshield wiper action on the forehand. The windshield wiper, yes, you need that. But the thing is, a lot of players only focus on that because, a top coach so-and-so talked about windshield wiper. That's very important because they're coaching whoever they're coaching. They're coaching high-level players. Most high-level coaches are coaching elite juniors or pro players or intermediate junior players that wants to go into advanced level. They're not intermediate recreational players. Very different. Now, the windshield wiper is very important to generate spin, but what that does to your forearm is it kills your forearm. I'm not a doctor, so I'm not going to name the muscles, but the forearm muscle here on top, that's the tennis elbow, and the forearm muscle on the bottom is what gives you golfer's elbow. Now, the reason why you get tennis elbow is because you don't release your wrist on the forehand. What does that mean? When you're trying to flex, okay? When you're trying to flex these muscles and use these muscles or grip it with strength on the contact, what that does is you're squeezing and using this muscle right here on the top of your forearm. Now, when you rotate it like this with a windshield wiper, that forearm gets never released. And basically you're going here and you're finishing with your racket, the hitting face of the racket facing up. When you watch a lot of these top players and junior players, watch what happens on their finish. What happens on their finish is very important because during the swing, they go all the way through and then they follow through like this. Now, you're going to watch the racket face facing down or more in this fashion because it is going through. And look at the forearm. There's nothing here really. And then here you see how this side of the muscle, which is a bigger muscle, way stronger than this muscle here. So you're going here all the way through. Watch the swing all the way through, right? When you do the windshield wiper swing, look at the action. This is way too much. Now, when you don't release and finish like this, you're basically never releasing this and you're just squeezing the hell out of it. And when you're squeezing the hell out of it and that ball contacts the strings, all that impact shock goes into that muscle and your elbow on top here. You need to learn how to let go. But the thing is, I don't like the term let go or being loose because when you're loose, as a recreational player, you're going to hit all over the place. You don't want to be too loose. Loose is a term that top coaches use for top players. It's not for you. Most players that's watching this YouTube, you're probably not a top-ranked player or a pro player. So please understand that you're not trying to release and being Lou as a goo or whatever. Like that's for players that's been playing for like 5-6 years at the top level, okay? What I like to do is I like to say straighten out your wrist. So that keeps it firm, nice and firm to go through the ball. And you want to straighten it out instead of loose. If you're loose, you don't know where it's going to go. Okay? Yes, if you're trying to work on being loose, you have to find the balance of being loose. But the thing is, I like the term straighten out more rather than keeping it tight. Okay, this is tight anyways. You could keep it loose this way, but if you're keeping it tight with your forearm muscle here, you're still doing the windshield wiper too much. Now, when should you do the windshield wiper a lot? So I'm not saying it's bad, but there is a situation when you need it. It's when you want to put more spin on the ball. When you have a lot of power coming at you, and if you're just trying to brush the ball and get it back, you need to use the windshield wiper swing to not let go of the tip, because if you let go of the tip and that adds power to it and you're going to spray everywhere or you're going to hit too far. Now, I'm going to show you examples of how you hit straight through versus windshield wiper. Now, as you're watching, this is how I hit. Okay. That was a little bit more windshield wiper, but not extreme. Now, I'm going to show you how to get tennis elbow. The way to get tennis elbow is when you, again, keep it locked here, and you try to whip it going this way. I could still hit it hard. Watch. But the thing is, it's going to generate a lot of spin if you don't know how to hit it right. A lot of players keep it really tight and try to, it's not only going to generate spin, if you're tight with it, you're going to kill your forearm. It's going to be super tired. I don't even know how players try to keep that position for so long. You see, I could still get the pop by doing that. Okay? And the ball's, it's decent, but the thing is, it's not going to create the force that you want to create, that plow through, because you're holding on to the racket tip too much. It's not going through. You need to be able to use the windshield wiper swing when you need it. It's very situational. Basically, the windshield wiper swing is necessary. It looks like a windshield wiper, but the windshield wiper is more like a Lamborghini windshield rather than like a truck or a bus, okay? So keep that in mind. Visually, it's more of a Lamborghini rather than a bus, okay? That's another visual cue that I teach a lot of my students, and they get it right away because so many players love Lambos. Kids love Lambos. So that's one of the things that I compare to. You know, sometimes it's going to be a Toyota Prius. You know, it doesn't have to be a Lambo or a bus all the time. You change how much you're going to use the windshield wiper action based on what type of ball you want to hit and what type of ball you're receiving. So don't get confused that, oh, I have to use that all the time. Don't get confused with that. It's finding the balance. Now, go out there and practice and see how it goes. Try to straighten out the arm a little bit. If you're having trouble, I think the next video, what I'm going to do is how to do that action with Western grips, semi-Western grips, and Eastern grips. If you want to watch that, stay tuned.